Nestled alongside Onion Creek in the beautiful hill country town of Dripping Springs is Camp Lucy, one of Texas's premier wedding and special event locations. Sitting at the top of a majestic hillside, Camp Lucy offers breathtaking views, winding trails beneath mature stands of oak, access to Onion Creek, and the most unique wedding chapel complex in the state. At every turn, first-time visitors to Camp Lucy experience the delightfully unexpected, enchanting touches of whimsy, artistic elegance, and echoes of a mysterious Asian past.
When we bought the property, it was in the early 80s, like maybe 82 or 3, something like that. Roger had retired pretty much, but he couldn't resist getting involved in, one more little things. I remember the creek was one thing that was enticing to us because not many properties you looked at had a creek running through them, so that was one of the main things. And then the sort of not on the beaten track. Creek Road was real quiet. Nothing was going on Creek Road.
Meticulously designed and painstakingly constructed, Camp Lucy includes a fully air-conditioned wedding chapel, an open-air pavilion, a modern catering kitchen, a delightful bride's cottage built in the old-world storybook style of the Brothers Grimm, a masculine groom's quarters with an adjoining deck overlooking Onion Creek, outstanding landscaping incorporating many antique works of art, a brick courtyard, a magnificent stone arch with handcrafted terrace, and plenty of on-site parking. Altogether, Camp Lucy can accommodate 300 guests or more. The outstanding amenities and natural splendor offered by Camp Lucy make it the perfect destination for those seeking that one-of-a-kind location for their wedding day or special event. The rich history behind the chapel and pavilion add yet another layer to the fascinating story behind the creation of Camp Lucy. The brainchild of visionary developer and renowned antiques dealer Whit Hanks, Camp Lucy traces its origins into the distant past during the French colonial period of Southeast Asia. During an era that ran from 1870 through the late 1950s, France colonized Vietnam and established Hanoi as its capital. Over time, France imported elements of its architecture, religion, and culture into the traditionally Buddhist country, and thousands of Vietnamese converted to Christianity. Dozens of small Catholic churches began to dot the lush Vietnamese landscape.
The French were in charge. Naturally, you're a subjugated person that's been conquered. You've got a smart son, smart daughter, wants to get ahead in this world. It's easy to imagine them being sent to French school and learning French, converting to Catholicism, and becoming an important official. And that's one of the few ways people can move up. So really the aristocracy, the Vietnamese aristocracy in Vietnam was Catholic and allied with the French colonial powers that be.
Decades later, in the face of rising Vietnamese nationalism, France withdrew in the 1950s, and these small Catholic churches, with their unique blending of Asian and European architecture, fell into disrepair. In the 21st century, with new Vietnamese leadership and surging foreign investment, Vietnamese Catholics now seek to upgrade and expand their churches with new facilities. Mr. Hanks arranged for the purchase and shipment of 2 of these village churches to his home in Dripping Springs, Texas. In preparation for export, each building was carefully photographed, marked, disassembled, and loaded into shipping containers. After a voyage spanning halfway around the world, the Vietnamese churches arrived deep in the heart of Texas. The reconstruction efforts and modern upgrades presented unique challenges to lead carpenter and foreman Larry Goodman.
We framed this whole thing up and never drove a nail, we never had to cut a board. It just was all cut and numbered. It's put me to the test, most definitely. I mean, when you're using culvert pipe for air conditioning vents that's in the ground to start with, and drilling truck up here drilling 7-foot pier holes. The expression on the concrete truck driver's face when he pulled up here with 10 yards of concrete and there wasn't a form board set was hilarious. Oh yeah, this is a great place to work. And width's easy to work for. I try and do everything he asks of me and give it my best shot.
So this will be one for the record books for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As the churches slowly rose on the bluffs overlooking Onion Creek, master stonemason Dario Camacho brought his considerable talents to the project. In doing so, Mr. Camacho and his crew created a unique blend of French, Vietnamese, Texan, and Mexican culture found nowhere else. The distinctive use of native Texas rock, dubbed Dario style by Whit Hanks, gives Camp Lucy its one-of-a-kind appearance.
When did you begin working with stone?
Como 30 para atrás.
30 years ago.
Bueno, la piedra, esta es un poco trabajosa porque es piedra natural, pero es cuando termina el trabajo es muy bonito.
Sí.
Esta piedra.
Where did you learn how to do stonework? Dario style, es conocido Dario.
Sí, Dario, estilo.
Sí, mi estilo.
Sí.
Bueno, este trabajo yo empecé a hacerlo con él. Hacía en antes diferentes, sí, pero empecé con él y creo que a mucha gente le gustó porque muchas gentes quieren de ese trabajo. Pues me da gusto porque cosas que yo nunca pensé hacer, sí, que nunca, como yo no tuve escuela, pues nunca pensé hacer y siempre trato de hacerlo lo mejor que puedo, sí, para que, no sé, me siento bien, que se mire bien. Que se mire, sí, bien. Porque cuando yo...
De gusto.
Sí, yo paso y miro, digo, yo luego lo miro, está bonito, digo, está bueno.
Sí.
Sí.
As completion of the church structures grew near, Mr. Hanks learned the original 1920s Ludowici tile from atop the Bexar County Courthouse in San Antonio might be available.
And we're still debating the roof tile. You can see maybe behind me there a little bit of green, which is a possibility. I've got a line on the Bexar County Courthouse roof that's being replaced down in San Antonio, and I'm hoping that I could get that tile to use, which I think would be a nice look for this building.
In late spring of 2009, Camp Lucy's main chapel was complete. To mark the occasion, Reverend Nancy Mariquin of the Dripping Springs Presbyterian Church bestowed a blessing and resanctification of the chapel. Witnesses to the ceremony included many special guests of the Hanks family, as well as the men and women who worked so hard overseeing the church's reconstruction. Now fully complete and seeing steady use, Camp Lucy is the premier spot for those who seek the elegant, the charming, the surprisingly unexpected, and the irresistible charm that is the Texas Hill Country.